my last video at this apartment. I'm moving. We're moving, my partner and I, and it's kind of sad. I'm gonna miss that. I've lived here for a long time, like 12 years. So it's a big change. But it'll be good. The new space is cheaper and bigger and, you know, further away from downtown, which is sad. But you know, kind of allows me to keep doing the job that I'm doing right now, which is game design, which doesn't make me that much money, let me tell you. But it is making me enough money to sustain me right now, so that's awesome. Just kind of got me thinking, the types of skills that I'm applying to my current job, like basically designing, iterating, creating, and selling my own games, my own stuff, right? I think one of the things that definitely is a strength to have is that I went to art school. So I already had this understanding of how to make, iterate, and design stuff. So, you know, basically the idea of failing forward, you know, not everything you make is going to be a success or finished or even good, and that's fine. And just to basically keep making things and don't look back. Maybe look back a little for, you know, insight or whatever. But mostly the process of making stuff is a really good skill to have in game design. You can't bank everything on one design and imagine, especially if it's your first design, that it's going to be awesome. Probably the first many things that you make are going to be bad, and that's okay. You just have to practice to get better. I've been doing game design and game writing for a while, eight years maybe, and only like professionally, like getting paid to do it by other people for a shorter amount of time than that. And like learning how to work in the game design system is very difficult. You know, it's not too intuitive how to like offer your services or prove that you're a good writer or build a portfolio or any of those things. So, I mean, time and patience and making things over and over again is really helpful. And art school definitely taught me how to do that. Not saying that you have to go to art school to learn that. You can also just learn that from reading design books, design concept books, or art making books, right? Taking art classes wherever you are, or maybe some online classes about game design or design concepts in general. Like just start making things and learn how to make things, and that will help so much. So my job that I had before I started doing this full time for 9 years was working for an art college in admissions. So I would basically travel around the country and give talks in different schools and spaces, different art spaces, kind of about our college and why you might want to come here. The college is great, and it was fun to do, although it was definitely like a sales and marketing job. And I have mixed feelings about the ethics of, you know, higher education in America right now, but that's a different topic. But I think that having that job and having many other sales jobs before it, actually, like I worked in retail, I was, you know, I worked in kitchens and wait staff and at bars, and just having the ability to talk to people in the public in kind of like a sales type position and getting comfortable with that enabled me to be able to do that with my own stuff. It's definitely different selling your own stuff. It's very weird at first. When I first got out of college, I would go to all these craft shows to try and sell jewelry that I had made, because that was my major. I make jewelry also, and it's really hard to like, you know, all the logistics of doing it. First of all, like setting up a tent, traveling to wherever it is, purchasing all the display stuff, you know, figuring out how to price your things, getting some kind of sales and accounting stuff. Like it's hard to do all that stuff. You're doing all of the parts of a business by yourself. In addition to making the thing, like you're not just purchasing the thing to sell, you are making the thing and selling it. So it's a lot of work. And then and then talking to people as they like kind of come into your booth and have loud, strong opinions about the things that you've made, which is like a very delicate thing if you're like selling stuff from your heart, right? It's hard. It's just hard to pitch things that you've made. It was hard for me at first. It still is sometimes, because it feels somewhat disingenuous. It feels like I'm not being authentic, like I'm giving a sales pitch. And I think getting comfortable with the idea that I'm just trying to find something this person might like, as opposed to hard selling them and forcing them to buy something they don't want, is a huge distinction and a really good thing to learn. Going through the process of trying to sell jewelry, I learned how to market myself online, create an Etsy store, create a website, you know, accounting, all the basics of a small business, which is basically what I'm doing as a game designer. I have a small business and I'm doing all of the work myself. So having an understanding of how to do that and what that looks like is really useful. I am scared of taxes this year because this is my first time. I might have made enough to actually register small business taxes. Each state has different amounts that you have to make in a year in order to qualify a certain amount of taxes to be registered. So that will be interesting. I haven't done that before, but having an awareness of what you need to do and how to do it, I think has really helped me. And you know, taking a few small business classes in college, talking a lot with like business and career services at school, various schools I've been to, and doing that myself for several years with my jewelry has definitely given me an edge up with being able to know the steps to take to do it with game stuff, even though the process of doing it is very time consuming nonetheless, even knowing those skills. And, you know, the thing, another thing that I think helps a lot is having some kind of public speaking skills. So, you know, for the admissions job, I would speak in front of very large audiences, you know, talk to parents about financial aid, which is incredibly stressful, and all types of things I built communication skills for. So I'm able to do things like this, like talk at a screen, even though this is a new format for me, right? And articulate concepts, maybe difficult concepts even, in easily understandable ways, easy accessible ways for people. So, you know, that's helpful in game design in that I can speak to this. I can talk at game conventions on a panel. I can articulate my thoughts through various social media. And I can, you know, give talks at conferences, like give a 30-minute talk with a PowerPoint presentation or whatever. You know, I've also been in several managerial or higher positions, I guess, in various jobs that I've had. So that has allowed me to like be able to run meetings and speak in front of, you know, both my peers and my superiors at those different jobs. And so that's also given me the ability to speak in front of my game design peers or people who I might be pitching an idea to, like at a game company or something like that. So definitely public speaking is up there as a great skill to know. I mostly learned this myself through years and years of participating in online media, is that social media is a maker's best friend. Like right now in particular, like artists and creators and designers of all kinds have the ability to market our stuff for free online through social media networks, which we did not have before. It's a valuable tool. I don't know how I would get word out about some of my things without social media, you know, and without having networks who are interested in the things that I'm saying and doing and sharing that information. So the ability to use social media, I think, is really key. Like, definitely, if you're bad at Twitter, just get on Twitter and do it. Just get better at it. Same with Facebook, Instagram to a certain extent. I don't think it's as important with game design, but it is important with other art things. Learning how to, you know, document your work, create a story, all of that's marketing, you know. So just learning those basic social media marketing skills is essential. This one might be a little contentious. This isn't a job, but I've been a gamer my whole life. I love playing games, all kinds of games, video, board, card, tabletop role-playing, war games. I've played all kinds of games. And I think that my love and appreciation of any media allows me to create better work within it. So because I've played so many games, I can pull on the knowledge from all of those games that I've learned and recombine their designs and inner workings in new and interesting ways, which I think any good creator should be aware of the history of their media and understand kind of where ideas, mechanics, the certain rules for their media come from, even if they're going to go ahead and break those. I think that there are a ton of game designers who are brand new, have never played games before, and that can be a strength for them too, because they're coming from the outside. They will have insights that gamers who've been playing games forever will not have, and so that can also be a benefit, I think, but I'm coming from the opposite side where I've played games forever. So I think they're both good in different ways, but even if you're designing your first game for the first time, you're not too familiar with many games, I would encourage you after that to kind of seek out the history that's there, because it is a wide and varied and very strange history, but valuable to your designs nonetheless. So those are some basic skills I've applied from other jobs to this job, and maybe that will help you in your future game design career. What have you learned from your previous jobs that applies to your gaming or game design? Let me know in the comments, and please like and subscribe, and I will see you at my new place.